And if you need one, let me know if you say it, my body. You are chill, shaka, pop your was in your more. Sunday, we call it Sunday. What's the different? When chicken say, go, it's so classic.
Musical. There are crowds in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hand for the right authority. That they can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must talk it. And I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Are you in search of a place you can get quality petroleum products? Well, I got news for you. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated is the company to meet all your petroleum needs. We are one of Liberia's leading importers and distributor of petroleum products on the Liberian market. We are fully capacitated to deliver your petroleum and diesel products anywhere in Liberia. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated, we do rental of dump trucks, tanker trucks, heavy equipment, D8, front loader, excavator. Our clearing and forwarding agency is fast, reliable, and can deliver your goods on time. Mayoba and Sons have improved the quality of reconstituted distributions and importation by financial institutions empowerment. Our head offices are located at the Garnersville Town Hall Junction on Barnesville Road and Freeport Sigma Compound on the Bushra Island. For more information, call us on cell numbers 0886 512-379, 0777-512-379, or 0777-255-030, or email us Mayoba, MAYOUBAHS @yahoo.com. or visit our website www.mayobaliberia.com. Our mission is to keep petroleum on the Liberian market stable, effective, and efficient. Our vision is that our presence be felt in the 15 counties with outstanding commitment. Mayoba and Sons, Liberia's pride.
Rabbi, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
He said, when you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Conversation going to 24. Put it to Inchiki.
When chicken say, it's a gossip.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Print News first edition under the Joseph Numa Bwaka administration.
Right.
Today is the 23rd day of January and the year stands at 2024. Good morning. Welcome to the very first edition under the new administration. We'd like to welcome you to this edition of the Print News, as where we bring you stories making headlines in the print media. I'm here this morning with Esther Daku and Gus Coleman. Guys, good morning.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning to the good people of Liberia. It's good to be back under a new government.
Gus, good morning.
Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Liberia. Likewise, it's good to see a peaceful transition under a new administration. I hope the old man is okay. But Esther, we're in opposition, but we're still coming from Lofa. So the man from Lofa. So we'll get in a few days. We'll see how they go. Some of the appointments and whatnot, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right, so that's it. That's the voice of Gus Coleman, and we have on the show today the Inquirer newspaper, the newspaper, and we'll be bringing you the online version of Front Page Africa newspaper. So let's begin the reading this morning. Let's take our very first story. And it says President Joseph Bwaka unveils a rest agenda in inaugural address, calls for unity and transformation in Liberia. In his historic inaugural message, President Joseph Bwaka has called on citizens of Liberia to unite in the face of challenges and build a more inclusive and accountable society. The inauguration ceremony held at the capital was attended by a host of dignitaries, including the President of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of Sierra Leone, Julius Maada Bio, Vice President of China, Han Zeng, former President of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, the U.S. Permanent Representative to the United Nations and former Ambassador to Liberia, Linda Thomas Greenfield, among others. Bwaka began by acknowledging the significance of the 2023 election, emphasizing the evolution of Liberia into a democratic dispensation with inclusive governance as its guiding principle. He credited the ordinary Liberians for contributing to the democratic dividend that has positively impacted national, regional, and global peace. We can now begin to build Liberia into the solid bridge across the continent it was originally envisioned to be, President Bouaka declared, highlighting the high expectations set by the political campaign. Bouaka acknowledged the stark realities facing the nation, including dysfunction, a culture of impunity, and corruption. He assured the public that his administration will act decisively within the first 100 days to address these challenges and pursued a dedicated rescue mission. I have come to rekindle hope, to reposition us on our national pathway, Bouaka stated, emphasizing the need for inclusive and accountable governance and the restoration of hope and dignity to the Liberian people. Reflecting on Liberia's history, President Bouaka expressed gratitude to his predecessors, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and President George Weah, recognizing their contributions to the nation. He stressed the importance of building upon strength and correcting shortcomings, the nation's future. Addressing the nation's future, Bouaka called for a recalibration, that is, urging citizens to focus on the positive aspects of Liberia and engage in a national conversation facilitated by social media. He emphasized the need to restore inclusivity, transparency, and accountability at all levels of society. According to him, his administration's agenda will focus on national renewal, setting broad goals for improved governance, economic development, infrastructure rebuilding, and enhanced social services. The new president pledged to combat the drug epidemic, address crimes and security, and empower the people in decision-making processes. Acknowledging Liberia's divided society, President Bouaka called for unity in nation building, emphasizing the need to overcome historical narratives, ethnicity, and exclusion. He extended a hand of cooperation to political opponents, pledging to be the president for all Liberians. There is no contest between green Liberia and blue Liberia, southeastern Liberia and north central Liberia. There is only one Liberia. We shared a common citizenship, President Bouaka said. And this is what he spoke about: transformation, transforming the future. Bouaka urged Liberians to seize the moment and embark on a transformative journey to address the multifaceted challenge facing the nation and shape a new Liberia for future generations. Today, history has given us a moment that we must seize for course correction and the molding of a new mindset. That moment begins now, President Bouaka said. The president recognized the existential threats posed by a war-ravaged past, economic mismanagement, social issues, and security concerns. He highlighted the urgency of addressing these challenges, emphasizing the need for immediate action. Unemployment is high, livelihood are poor, and many working citizens hardly have a livable income as the cost of living keeps escalating, President Bouaka noted. Bouaka also acknowledged the various challenges within the education system: environmental degradation, suboptimal healthcare delivery, limited food access and infrastructure deficiencies, and concerns over the drug epidemic, youth problems, and the deteriorating state of security. Despite these challenges, the president acknowledged the progress made in democracy, institutional reforms, and the maintenance of peace after the war. However, he stressed the need for economic progress that aligns with Liberia's potential and promise. In our hands now lies the opportunity to build a new Liberia, the Liberia we all want, President Bouaka said, highlighting the country's natural endowments, including rich resources, biodiversity, and a young and dynamic population. He underscored the importance of exploiting Liberia's human and material resources optimally for the benefit of all citizens. He pointed to the country's potential to unlock doors to development through judicious exploitation of natural resources, protection of its environment, and harnessing the demographic dividend of a young population. All right, so those are the stories we brought you this morning from the online version of the newspaper. All right, let's move on with more stories. Let's move on with more stories. And another here says Liberia President Joseph Bouaka has named the first member of his cabinet, including Finance and Development Minister. All right, these are new officials of the Joseph Bouaka administration. And we see the photograph of the 5 nominees to the position of Minister of State, National Security Advisor, EPS Director, Liberia National Police Inspector General, and Minister of Finance. Liberia President Joseph Bouaka has named the first members of this cabinet, including Finance and Development Planning Minister, Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, National Security Advisor, Police and Director of Executive Protection Service, hours after taking office. All right, so Bwama Kamara was named Minister of Finance and Development Planning, while Gregory Coleman was announced as Inspector General of the Liberia National Police, and Samuel Kofi Woods goes as National Security Advisor. Sam Gate takes over as Director of the Executive Protective Service, and Sylvester Grisby was appointed or nominated as Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. The nominations still have to be confirmed by the Liberian Senate. Bouaka, who was sworn in Monday as Liberia's 26th president, has promised to deliver democratic dividends to citizens in a country where widespread poverty that has left many frustrated and angry. All right, so those are the new appointees in the Bouaka government. Let's take more stories. Let's move to our next story here. And it has to do with the inaugural program on yesterday, heat exhaustion. One diasporan Liberian reported dead. President Bouaka nearly faints. VIPs reportedly fall off. Security officers collapse during inaugural ceremony. Oh, wow. After the unmerciful sun blazing at 29 degrees Celsius, the 80-year-old newly sworn-in president had read his inaugural message for a little over 30 minutes and was still reading. However, signs of discomfort were very visible in his face and body language. Even the zest with which he started his speech had diminished, and as he continued, he nearly fainted. Fortunately, he was assisted to a seated position and fanned repeatedly until he was stabilized. The unfortunate situation forced the premature end of the inaugural ceremony as the president could not continue his speech. Mr. Charles Neto of the office of the president later informed the public through a press release that President Joseph Bouaka had been assessed by his doctors, who confirmed that he is in good health despite the unfortunate incident. Bwaka's situation would not have been the worst at the event if the cameras were not on him. Front Page Africa gathered an Executive Protection Service agent. The government's elite security guard fell off during the ceremony. Also, an officer of the Armed Forces of Liberia also fell off. The day's most tragic incident Front Page Africa gathered was the death of Dwazin V. Kamara, a resident of Minnesota, USA, and a former employee of the Liberia Telecommunications Authority. The late Kamara reportedly fell off as a result of the extreme heat levels under the canopy and was rushed and was reportedly rushed to the GF. I just don't understand, but was rushed to the GFK Memorial Medical Center, where should be where he gave up the ghost. And this is the photograph of the guy in question, the Kamara guy. Those of you watching us, if you're in Minnesota, all right, this guy was told came from Minnesota to attend the program, and he fell off and was reportedly rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. So this is the photograph. Those of you watching us, this is the guy right here on this camera. You can see in my hands, all right?
And if you're listening, you can check the Front Page Africa.
Yeah, you can check the Front Page Africa, all right? So we take most stories. Let's see, we can take this one. What did Alexander come and say again? Achievement for Liberia, hope for the region. ASC political leader Alexander Cumming Lords, President we have for the peaceful transfer of power. Liberia celebrated a historic milestone on Monday as the nation witnessed its second peaceful transfer of power since the end of the Civil War. The inauguration of President Joseph Boakai marked a significant moment for the West African nation, providing hope for a region grappling with the threat of undemocratic disruptions and authorization. Mr. Alexander, that's authoritarianism. Mr. Alexander B. Cummings, political leader of the Alternative National Congress, commended the achievement, emphasizing the importance of this event for Liberia and the broader region. In a statement, Cummings remarked Liberians deserve to feel proud as the world witnessed a second peaceful transfer of power since the end of Liberia's Civil War. And so far, so good. That's where we can stop. Let's take a few topics, that is headlines, right? Let's take some headlines from the newspaper. Family makes SOS call to save sick relative. And no business as usual. Boakai shows Liberians. To the back page of the newspaper, I left a better economy, says former President Weah. I think Esther is going to run that for us. Let's see what is, yes, you can do that in depth. Lawmaker speaks on mysterious disappearances as shows citizens of justice. And we see the new chairman on Security, Veteran Affairs, and Intelligence, Momoti Saros of Lofa County. And teachers reject McGill as head of Senate Education Committee. And another story says U.S. government pledges unflinching support to Liberia's development. We see former Ambassador Linda Thomas Greenfield is right here under the caption. And then lastly, look after the people's resources. Malemans tells Liberian lawmakers. Leader of South African economic freedom fighter Julius Malema has called on members of the Liberian legislature to ensure that they work in the interest of the people by holding the executive branch of government accountable. Speaking upon his arrival in the country for the inauguration of President Joseph Boakai and Vice President Jeremiah Kwanku on Monday, January 22nd, The South African Parliament member noted that the legislature must not be a place of suitors of the president and ministers. Malema indicated that lawmakers must look after the resources of the people by. Continuation of the story is on page 8. Grab a copy of the paper for 40 Liberian dollars. Let's send controls to Esther to bring us the Inquirer newspaper.
Right this morning, the Inquirer newspaper is on my desk, and the top story says scorching sun alters Bouakar's inaugural protocols as harsh weather disperses guests. Okay, it says Joseph Bouakar delivered a touring speech yesterday at a well-attended program at the legislative grounds following his soaring in as the 26th president of Liberia. I think we already dealt with that. Let's look at more stories. We are unveils delegates projects upon exit. Former President George Weah has officially unveiled and delegated several projects, among which was the Bicentennial Square at the famous Providence Island, the birthplace of Liberia. Speaking at the ceremony on Friday, January 19, 2024, the former president reminded Liberians of the country's dark past and how important it is to maintain and sustain the current peace for the betterment of the country. I saw the war and I embraced peace. The peace I brought, the peace I promoted, and the peace I stood for. It's the peace I gave back to you, my fellow Liberians, we are told the gathering Friday. He urged Liberians to keep. Let's see a continuation of the story on page 10 of this paper. Is right here. The peace, no matter what's starting, enjoy your motherland Liberia. Presenting the Bicentennial Monument, he stated that it stands as a testimony of the truth as well as the collective peace, unity, and freedom as a nation and people, stressing that the Bicentennial represents the country's value history and also depicts the people's unity in diversity. It also represents our hard-earned peace after years of civil conflict and shows that the peace is fundamental in all that we seek. He noted, we have re-emphasized the need for Liberians to take in pride in their rich history and seize every moment in order to get global attention over Liberia's unique culture and tradition, and told the gathering that it is his hope and desire that the new administration will also work to continue on such path in helping to solidify the people's sense of nationalism and patriotism. According to him, the Bicentennial program is one of the proudest of his administration as it pays homage to all of the organizers and relevant agencies of government. The unveiling and dedication of the Bicentennial Square, which is a landmark initiative, was organized by the Bicentennial Steering Committee, Liberia Crusaders for Peace, including all the relevant agencies of government, as a project to keep the legacy of President George Weah alive, for which he commended the entire hardworking team. We are also dedicated a modern state-of-the-art VIP lodge at the Rappers International Airport in Lower Margibi County. The dedication was done on Saturday, January 20, 2024, in the new facility with gold engraved its name and starred the Clara Marie Weah VIP Lodge at the RIA. Speaking at the delegatory ceremony, the former Liberian leader said he was pleased to have completed the project in time, noting that the project came following his visit from Congo, Brazzaville, where he attended the dedicatory ceremony of a modern airport in that country and saw the need to return home to domesticate it in Liberia. As he is glad to fulfill such landmark project, we serve well, and our works over the years are living testimonies, and we will be back in 2029. Of course, that's where we leave you on that story. Let's look at more stories on the front page of this paper. Bouakar refutes Weah's claim over a better economy. President Joseph Bouakar the immediate past, President George Weah are now at odds over the true state of the country's economy, leading to a public debate that has captured the nation's attention. Prior to Bwaka's inauguration, former President Weah, in his farewell message, page 10 has a completion of this story. Let's run very quickly. Page 10 is just a few pages away. Let's quickly flip there and, of course, bringing more reported on the financial standing of the country in terms of what the government is leaving in the national covers. We have said, I must report to you that we are leaving behind a better economy than we inherited. Tomorrow, President-elect Joseph and Bwaka will inherit a stronger economy than I inherited in 2018. He noted there is a bigger net international reserve position than was handed to me in 2018. I inherited about US 94,999 in net international reserve, and I am handing over to the next administration a net international reserve post of US 220,700. This is a 136% increment in net international reserve position. He added that the total cash balance in the government's consolidated account is US. Sorry, this portion of the figures is not clear, disclosing that his government inherited a consolidated cash position of about US 7 million in 2018, and that the incoming administration has more resources to deal with emergency macroeconomic challenges than his administration had at its disposal in 2018. But in his inaugural speech, President Bwaka said he is committed to ensuring that the country reverses the broken economy his administration is inheriting, coupled with the poor education system, fragile health sector, broken security, and the deplorable road conditions across the nation, precisely the southern part of Liberia. President Bwaka assured Liberians that his government will audit the former government. President George Weah stressing, my fellow Liberians, as I said during my campaign, we will ensure that we audit the former government so as to know what we are inheriting in the spirit of transparency and accountability. Of course, this is where we leave you on, of course, that story at the back page of this paper. FTR gets AA degree granting status, and of course, Komiku is right at the back page. It says the Economic Community of West African States expresses a profound gratitude to the authorities of Sierra Leone, for granting permission to the former president of Sierra Leone, His Excellency Ernest Bai Koroma, to travel out of Sierra Leone on medical and health grounds. ECOWAS commends the humanitarian gesture that stands to serve the greater interest of Sierra Leone and the ECOWAS region. ECOWAS renews its commitment to supporting the government and the people of Sierra Leone in their effort to foster peace and security, as well as deepen democracy and good governance. But just before we send our controls to Wendell, there's this story we quickly want to look at. It says Koji admits to Liberia's solid waste management failure, cites lack of funding. Outgoing Monrovia City Mayor Jefferson Koji has, for the first time, openly admitted to his failure to tackle the country's solid waste management crisis. Falling short of sensitizing the city of Monrovia during his 6 years in office, Koji attributed his massive failure to the lack of adequate funding and equipment, something he noted greatly affected the operations of the city government in managing waste disposal. Jefferson Koji was appointed by former President George Weah in 2018 upon taking office as president of Liberia. Currently, Koji remains the first mayor to be confirmed by the Liberian Senate since the end of the Civil War by its Committee on Internal Affairs and Good Governance. But since his appointment to such sensitive position, Koji has been under serious scrutiny amidst concerns about his failure and inability to effectively tackle solid waste management in the country, precisely the city of Monrovia. Despite efforts by international and local partners to address the issue, the city continues to grapple with mounting piles of debt, leading to environmental and health hazards. for his residents. Koji leadership approach to waste management has been called to question, with several citizens expressing frustration over the lack of meaningful progress as his failure to implement sustainable solution has resulted in heightened public discount as discontent, But addressing his last press conference as mayor of Monrovia, Koji emphatically stated that Monrovia serves as a mirror of the country which must be clean and green, disclosing that such can only be achieved by the collective efforts of everyone involved of politics. He expressed serious frustration over his failure to address the demands affecting the sanitation of the city, which he stressed can only be done with adequate budgetary support coupled with the help of international partners. You want to stop you right here? Let's send control back to you, Wendell.
Thank you very much, Esther. Thank you so much for the reading of the Inquirer newspaper. But we brought you stories from the online version of Front Page Africa, and we also brought you some headlines from the newspaper. So we will just recap those stories we brought you this morning. All right, this is the first story we brought to you. President Joseph Boakai unveils a rest agenda in inaugural address, calls for unity and transformation. Another story we brought to you: Boama Kamara, Gregory Coleman, Sam Gay, Kofi Woods, and Sylvester Grisby nominated. And heat exhaustion, one diasporan Liberian reported dead. President Boakai nearly faints. Another story there. And then the last one we brought to you: achievement for Liberia, hope for the region. ANC political leader Alexander Cummings lauds the former president of the Republic of Liberia, George Manneh Weah, for a peaceful transition. And those are the stories from the online version of Front Page Africa. Let's run to the newspaper. We brought you stories from there. And we took this story first. Family makes SOS call to save sick relative. And that's the top story on the newspaper. And it says, no business as usual. Boakai assures Liberians. That's the front page of the newspaper. Let's take you to the back page. I left a better economy, says former President Weah. And lawmaker speaks on mysterious disappearance as shows citizens of justice. And this story says teachers reject McGill as head of Senate Committee on Education. All right. And then the U.S. government pledges unflinching support to Liberia's development. We see the photograph of Ambassador Linda Thomas Greenfield. And then lastly, for the newspaper, look after the people's resources. Malema tells Liberian lawmakers. All right, that does it for the newspaper. The Inquirer is next. Scorching sun alters Boakai's inaugural protocols as harsh weather disperses guests. And another story says Weah unveils and dedicates projects upon exit. And then lastly, Boakai refutes Weah's claim over better economy. So the back of the Inquirer newspaper, FTR gets AA degree granting status. And that's all we can take this morning from the Inquirer, the online version of the Front Page Africa and the newspaper. We're taking a break. When we come back, we join Gus and Dapana.
Shabba musical. There are crowds in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime and body, don't take law in your hand for the right authority. That it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must talk it, I mean you cheche. You wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Are you in search of a place you can get quality petroleum products? Well, I got news for you. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated is the company to meet all your petroleum needs. We are one of Liberia's leading importers and distributor of petroleum products on the Liberian market. We are fully capacitated to deliver your petroleum and diesel products anywhere in Liberia. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated, we do rental of dump trucks, tanker trucks, heavy equipment, D8, front loader, excavator. Our clearing and forwarding agency is fast, reliable, and can deliver your goods on time. Mayoba and Sons have improved the quality of reconstituted distributions and importation by financial institutions empowerment. Our head offices are located at the Garnersville Town Hall Junction on Barnesville Road and Freeport Sigma Compound on the Bushra Island. For more information, call us on cell numbers 0886 512 379, 0777 512 379, or 0777 255 030, or email us Mayoba, MAYOUBAHS @yahoo.com, or visit our website www.mayobaliberia.com. Our mission is to keep petroleum on the Liberian market stable, effective, and efficient. Our vision is that our presence be felt in the 15 counties with outstanding commitment. Mayoba and Sons, Liberia's pride.
Rabbi, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
He said, when you want some more, I provide it. So we start to talk.
Welcome back to the Print News. Let's now join our colleague in the States. Let's hear from you guys. You've been there and been following, so let's hear from you.
That one go. I'm just getting something done here in the outside real quick. I'm starting my cars up.
Lapana, are you there?
Okay. Yeah, I'm here.
Good.
Because I always put in front.
Man, I charge you the responsibility in 2024 again.
Okay, but I want to say good morning to you, Windia, and good morning to Esther, and I want to say good morning to Gus as well. I also want to take this time to say a pleasant good morning to the peace-loving people of Mama Liberia. It's good to be back on the program from the Print News, and it's a dawning of a new day in our country. And Liberia has done a marvelous job. Liberia has proven to the entire world that it is a country on a right trajectory as it relates to democracy tendencies. We are not yet there, but we are getting there, and want to appreciate President George Manneh Weah. And I know somebody will say, but Dakmana, why you call him president? He's former president. I live in a Western society, and in this United States that I live in, I've been here for almost 10 years now. We call former president. So there's nothing wrong. So President George Manneh Weah, appreciate him.
In Liberia, in Aladao.
Yeah, but there where I live now, I live here. So I got to practice the Western culture to some extent.
Yeah,
so I want to appreciate President George Manneh Weah. I just want to speak on one thing.
Go ahead.
You know, I want to vehemently condemn the inaugural committee headed by Miata family, and a lot of people call Ente. I don't know why I call Ente, but Miata family. This is a lady that been criticizing everything about President Weah government. This is the lady. She been very, very critical, and her own criticism then petty or destructive criticism against President Weah government, just to give her a common tax to head an inaugural committee. Look at the disaster yesterday. Look at the chaotic scene that occurred yesterday at our capital in front of our gate. Look at the international disgrace. For me, I will not talk to. I'm not speaking on what occurred with the president. I know Mr. Bwaka. You got now to call him President Bwaka. Yeah, I'm about to call him Mr. Bwaka. Yeah, I'm about to call, because when Bwaka was vice president, when President Weah was president, he never called Weah President Weah. He said Mr. Weah. So I want to practice calling him Mr. Bwaka. I don't want to talk about Mr. Bwaka's situation that occurred, but I want to talk about the general thing that occurred, the general disgrace. Look at the place yesterday. It was very disordered. Nothing was in place. Look at the atmosphere, William. What wrong with that lady? This is the thing. When you are not in power, you say all kinds of things. You criticize people. They just give you a common tax. You couldn't fulfill the tax until you reach to the extent asking ministers and assistant ministers to leave seats and provide for internet. You don't even have respect for the dignitaries. That thing was a flop, and this just the beginning of the disasters that will occur during the regime. This proves to us that the Bwaka administration, they are very disorganized. They couldn't even provide food for the old man. They couldn't even provide water as he was speaking. Can you imagine? I want to appreciate President Weah, because I saw in the video when the situation occurred with the president, then he went ahead and he was concerned. I saw him, he was not to himself. I saw him reaching out to the first lady, Katumu Bwaka. I saw him showing concern. And at some point he wanted to move there, but the security guard had to hold him. I saw the empathy. I saw a man who has love. And let me tell you, I listened to the closing argument. I know God listened to them too. Benjamin Semi disclosed that President Weah and he spoke on the phone. President Weah told Benjamin Semi that He didn't stop there. He before he could leave the country, he went to President Bouacar resident. He went to Mr. Bouacar resident and he
Mhm.
made sure that he was well, and that's how he left for France. So I want to condemn Miata Famone. I don't think that she did well. That was a poor organizing on her part, and she should apologize. The disgrace she brought onto our country, she should apologize. And I don't want for Bouacar, if he even contemplating on giving her any tax in his government, it should be a no for him because he didn't perform well. That's my take. Cause I think it over to you.
Thank you very much. Let's hear from Gosh Korma.
Yeah, I would somewhat agree with my brother
I mean,
on.
you're on television, the people looking at you, so you
I
can be
know.
doing two things. So,
I'm turning the stuff down. I want to agree with Dapana on the. It's. I mean, I just don't know with Liberians as far as where we have gotten with all the education we've had. It just amazes me still. Television is everywhere today around the world. Why do we not even have those things? Why do everybody have to go to inauguration? Why is it that we can't have these things hosted in a place where dignitaries are the one there and a few officials of government and not every Joe Smokitelli? I sit home and watch the inauguration. I watch everything, you know. And then the planning was very poor. But again, I'm not inside again. So I'm sitting and watching. The planning was very poor. Okay, the planning was very, very poor. I think
that's
it
what we
put
are.
the
That is
president.
like,
It
yeah.
put the president. It put the president
I,
life
I
at
want local
risk.
pattern
Yeah, you know
woman.
what I'm saying. It put my uncle life at risk, and I think it was very poor. First of all, the speech is too long. Again, we go back to this education that we claim we have so much. You don't have to say so much. That's why when I watch Facebook, I see people write a whole book on Facebook. I can just laugh. You know, there's nowhere around the world you sit in a classroom that the whole essence of you writing something is not about making a point. We just need to make a point. The president speech is actually a very good speech, but he did not have to write so much. You know, I believe this was all a way of grand gesture of some of these people. They want to show that they're capable, they're this and that, so they put on these elaborate things, but they can't even control it. The whole process is staging. Nothing went right, except the swearing in. Even that, they forgot for the woman to even kiss the Bible. You know,
Mm.
the Chief Justice had to go back. But I'm not gonna nag on that too much because I think we got a long ways to go as a country because I don't think we put a lot of things in planning. I was watching the Ghanaian president; he was just going, "Oh my God!" I watch all the foreign dignitaries sit with their faces, So I'm not going to point on one person because I believe it's a whole committee of people. Because if my father was the president, if my husband was the president, I think I kind of know how that program is going to go. Again, I'm just going to leave it as that. Some of the things that Joseph Walker talked about, the president, unity and reconciliation. I truly believe Liberia needs to. President Weah tried. He put in a lot of things in place that I think Joseph Walker can work right off of. We already talked about the heat exhaustion. May the soul rest in peace, the young man that died from Minnesota. Again, people forget. I always tell people when I go to Liberia, it's the first time I realize I can get burned. I've been gone out of that country over 30 years. What do you expect? Your body does not get used to that. I was also in a frigid temperature. We're driving on ice here. So your body has been used to this. Then you go somewhere where, it just doesn't work like that, And I'm sure you went to JFK. How many people know he'd adjust exhaustion to the point where what he needed to get, what kind of vitals did he have? Did he need fluid or whatsoever? By the time he got there, it was too late. And he probably had some underlying issue too. So may his soul rest in peace. Joseph Walker, no business as usual. I truly believe the president is going to be very robust, and I truly believe because of his age. And I told you guys on this station once, one of the reasons why I wanted George Weah to win second term was just the same thing as Joseph Walker would have. They don't have second term. They can be ruthless. They don't have to be friends with you because they have another election. You know, hopefully Joseph Boakai can realize that he don't have another election and he can go after people, and let's change some of the narrative in that country. One of the things he emphasized on was how a few people have been rich in that country and the rest of us just stay poor. George, we are trying to mitigate some of that. We are unveiling projects. Again, this president will be remembered for everything he did. In 6 years' time, the amount of stuff this president did. Not giving the credit, but people will look back and realize that he did a lot for a short time with everything that occurred, from COVID to basically people going after him from the first day he got in office. It shows you what a man he is. But you know what? Does he complain? No, he doesn't. He move on. He already left the country. You guys can handle it. Nobody will be cussing him anymore. Then Koji. Koji blaming waste, lack of funding. You know, some of us used to say that on here, but we were unpopular. You know, we call them out. We tell them they're not doing the right thing. And the problem here is this. You are now holding your people accountable. I don't care if you're in a party. If things aren't going right, this is a lesson to every young person. Sycophancy is not good. Be you. Because in the end, even if you don't have anything, one thing, I come from Lofa. That's what I'm very proud of where I come from. We may not have anything. We have no roles. But give us a classroom, we will grow. Okay? Because all we ever wanted was opportunity. But a lot of these young people in Liberia, they don't understand that. They don't understand that when you work for somebody, you're making them better. So the better you work, you do at your job, it makes me better. So if Mayor Koji, you knew there was funding issue and you went to the president, you went to finance, you went to all these places and said, listen, our government is getting criticized about this waste issue, this sanitary issue. You don't think Gus Koma, Wendell Nimlin, B brother that run this station will be in support of that? I think we would have. We would have championed those, Major Koji. But instead, we were your enemies. Because we were your friends that wanted to see you succeed. And we would not sit back and see you go down and not say anything. Because in the end, somebody's going to ask me, what did you say when he was failing?
Mm-hmm.
Today, I can say I told Koji he was failing because he did not put in the work that was necessary to be successful. And that work included telling your bosses that, listen, I cannot run this city by myself. I cannot clean this city with the budget that you allowed to me. That's what we do, man, Koji. And you know, you're a young man. Hopefully, you'll learn a lot from it and move on and do better. But that's all I have to say about everything. Oh, the appointments. I think some of the appointments are good. Actually, Boema was one of my favorite. I like Boema out of the Unity Party appointments. One of the reasons I liked him was he's a level-headed guy, very calm. He was not really like a political finance minister. So I think Boema is I don't know anybody from opposition or any side that really have issues with Boema. Kofi Wood as security, whatever, national security advisor, I think actually I'm okay with that because I think Kofi Wood can go back to what he was used to doing, which is maybe we can get back to, but I don't know how you can do it with Prince Johnson. Maybe we can get back to some of the justices and injustices that we have. Maybe Kofi Wood can start telling the president that, if we don't take care of these things, these people are going to stay on top of us. Prince Johnson is going to think he can continue to create president and vice president in that country. So hopefully Kofi Woods and them can go after their own bedfellows, but I doubt that will happen. I'm not sure the rest of the other people. Oh, Sylvester Grisby. Sylvester, from all indications, seems to be a capable capable man of running that office. So, so far, I don't see anything that I'm kind of disagree with too much. Gregory is a veteran. I mean, this is what happens when you lose power. You switch some people and bring some new people in. So for me, politically, I don't see anything yet I will fight with. The only thing I will fight with was the planning was very poor. And if you say CDC was bad, CDC inauguration, you have to go and replay that. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Just
Yeah.
before we take calls, Esther, do you have anything you want to say? Because
Of
I don't want
course.
to issue of repetition. You know, I think the guy spoke my mind relative to what transpired yesterday.
Exactly.
You know, too
And
many
I
ugly things happening.
right.
So
I have a point to inject on the issue of Koji, blaming this entire situation of the
on the lack of
sanitation
funding,
issue,
right?
yeah, to lack of funding. Wendell.
Hmm.
I see no reason why Koji should, pointing fingers in that direction. Because Wendell, you and I sat on this radio, we hosted a guy who left for this. Get Dwalu. I think you guys know Dwalu.
Mm-hmm.
Dwalu came with a very brilliant idea on the issue of sanitation in this city. This city. I mean, they took it to the board, they talk about it here and there. At the end of the day, they refused to give it out to him. We talked about it. And they
Yeah.
refused. They said they want to handle it and they could not handle it. How can you blame it on lack of funding when you have somebody who's volunteering, to have a company set up where they can be able to take care of that issue? And you talk about lack of funding and stuff.
So that
Is it compelled that
is
your
belated,
office,
right?
yes, is it compelled that your office be able to be the one taking care of that? It's not. So that's no excuse, Wendell.
Okay. All right.
Winda,
So
let me see 1 minute of your time, Winda. I beg you.
go ahead.
I'll
Go
pay,
ahead.
I'll pay the
After
fine.
you, we go into the lines. After you, we
Yeah,
go into
yeah,
the lines.
just briefly. Winda.
Ask you to pay fine. You want to pay fine? Like, I ain't fine you nothing.
Okay, all right. So, Winda, I want to just join all of those appointments. Winda,
Mhm.
I think it's a
Mhm.
disservice to our country. Those appointments.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
questioning. I'm not questioning their credential. I'm not saying that you're not qualified, but it's a disservice to our country. When you talk about change, those appointments are not change. Parker said he was coming to rescue the country. He was coming to bring a new dynamism of government. We should have expected new faces. We have Liberians who are qualified. But look at those people. All of those names, they are people who served on Eddie for 12 years. Is that change? We shouldn't celebrate that. There's a man that talk about change. You even listen to his speech. He talk about change. What the change that we see in those appointments? I think it's a disservice to our country. You cannot talk about change. You cannot talk about rescuing the people. You cannot talk about bringing new dynamism to political governance in our country. Then you bring old wines in new bottle. That's wrong. Thank you.
All right, so let's go to the lines. Take your calls this morning. You listen to our colleagues; they have already set the basis for our discussion this afternoon. So you can call us and make your contribution. Esther will go to the phone line, to the comment section, and read out your comments. Everything you wrote there on our comment section will be read. So if you put anything there that is not in line with what we are discussing, we'll definitely shame you on our platform. So we can take calls now. Esther, just go ahead and take those calls on 0776 104 104 086 500 104. All right. The WhatsApp line is +231 86 500 104.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Let's hear you. Okay, we lost that person. We didn't cut you up. Hello, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, Esther. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah, so this is Peter. I'm calling from the history singer. Let me say good afternoon to our CEO, Dr. Winner, and God as well.
Morning. Good afternoon.
Yeah. Let me say thanks to all of you for the conversation this afternoon. You see, I think I kind of want to disagree with God and agree with Dr. Man. Boaka and even the United Partisans, they have been talking about new Liberia. They like president voted them because they talk about changes. They talk about new things they want to bring. President we are doing something different, so they want to bring different change to the nation. And then now we are seeing people who served in the past government, then nominated, but also serve again in the same new Liberia they're talking about. So I mean, it's confusing with Liberian people because you cannot say you want to do new things but still doing the same old things. Like I said on one of the platform this morning, that you can say you want to make change, and you still keep it the same thing that you say you score opportunity for the past 4 years, you bringing them back to government again to say you want to make change. What kind of change are you talking about? What kind of change? I mean, the liberator will realize very soon that Bouaka and the youth they full us in this country to vote for them, to remove President Weah from power and vote for them without doing anything. The fact of the matter is that liberator will realize that the only president that we have to work in the interest of this country was President Weah. Because we are looking forward to see multiple appointments by Bouaka. And we're not be surprised. The same old people that we have been hearing from Front-Page Africa, these same people will come back to government.
Thank you.
So I don't know what kind of changes they talk about Ryan when they were campaigning, talking against President. We are talking about bringing change. What kind of changes they're talking about? The same old people that have cornered our opportunity.
Thank you, Peter Lane. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter Lane. You surpassed your 1 minute. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you today?
Yeah, we are fine. Thank you. Tell us your name and where you joined the conversation from.
Okay, I'm Thomas Barney Howard, Senior. I call you from Kingsway Pipeline Road.
Let's hear you, Howard. 1 minute, quickly.
Okay, Baba. I say thank you to Jehovah God for what is happening now in our country. We got a good leader. We have had a good leader. And let us be able to be honest and praise all those who come to power in our country. The biggest thing we can advise them to do for us is that we should have good education in this country.
Okay.
We should have good water systems in this country.
Okay.
We should have good electricity systems in this country. Instead of criticizing left, right, and what have you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Howard. Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution. Let's go to the overseas line and take that caller. Hello? 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 Let's see. Let me see what is the... Hello?
Hello? Yeah, how you doing? Good morning. How you doing?
Yeah, welcome to the show, Ophelia. Tell us where you calling from.
I'm calling from Providence. But Alan, how you doing? It's morning time. It's 7:09 to our side here. I just wanted to say something about the thing that happened yesterday at the inauguration.
Say it, man. Let hear you.
It's a shame. And number two, there's a lady came on Facebook, said President Weah gave them the inauguration money and the check bounce. I don't know if it is true. And she was like, President Weah was gossiping about the president when he was falling. President Weah was trying to help, actually trying to help, and he went for sitting there.
So where was she? Where was she when she heard the president gossiping? Or is it because of the president body movement? She concluded that he was gossiping.
Yeah. She concluded that, and she said President Weah left, stole money, went with his family on the plane, and did not even go to the president's house. Left the president. Only the Ghanaian president was there for him. You see, these are the kind of things they did in our country. And that man was the best person for the country. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Thank you, Ophelia. Thanks for your contribution. Esther, let's take some more calls. Let's take this person. Hello. Yeah, good afternoon. What's your name and where you calling from? Please raise your voice. We don't have time for you to be talking like you're not well. Please. Yeah, I know you are well. So let's hear your name again. You say?
This is me. I'll keep more about calling from District 8.
1 minute. Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, the issue yesterday, the President Magara, the other family needs to apologize because the team was set to move on, and she said she cannot work with the team that was set, including the party chairman, Reverend Luther Tapper. And she has her own deeds, and she set up her own committee. It makes the whole thing out yesterday. If you look at the number of CDC, it is far better and slicker than what happened yesterday.
Thank you.
You need to come.
All right.
I recommend that this thing that we into this country is not about me, but it's about us.
Okay.
It's about Liberia. So nobody should say when they appoint you somewhere, don't say, I have my people to work with. No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's talk to you. Hello.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Uncle Winda.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Your name and where you join us from?
I'm Rich Alfred calling you from Quebec.
1 minute. Let's hear you quickly. No time.
Uncle Wendell, let's go straight to the point. What happened yesterday was a big shame and disgrace to our country. That was a very much poor preparation from that of the angle of the planning committee for that inauguration ceremony yesterday. Then I hear United Party shamelessly saying that President Weah was gossiping about him. Who was the president that even called the attention of the EPS? Was it not his action talking to Katumu? Come on, let them just leave it as it is. The disaster that the United Party have put us into in this country is just the beginning. The shame is just the beginning. Uncle Wendell, later.
Okay. Let's take you. Hello.
Good morning, Wendell.
Yes. Welcome to the show. Your name and where you join us from?
This is Mark Brown. I'm from District 11.
Let's hear you, Mark Brown. 1 minute.
I'm a little bit disappointed in what happened yesterday, and I would squarely put the blame on the CDC government.
Why will you put the blame on the CDC government?
The reason is when President Weah, when he took over the United Party turned power over to him. He organized everything professionally. But what this time around we live in power, and we could not be of very fair in transferring power. I think President Weah. I take
serious exception to what you are saying, because
that is the opinion, Mr.
Exactly, and you are also giving your opinion.
Yeah, so I'm saying the attitude exhibited by the President Weah yesterday by leaving this country is sinister. I think President Weah needs to come right back. I think he had different motive and he'll be punished for the kind of act that he committed. President Weah still stayed resources according to the
I don't need to waste that.
I think you want to just let's leave it there, because what you are saying, you don't have proof. It's just mere allegation that the president stole, because you don't have any proof to say that yes, these are documents that the president illegally took money. So we will take calls. Let's keep the calls coming. Let's take some calls. Mansisi is on the line. Let's talk to her quickly. Mansisi, welcome to the show.
Yeah, begin with now. How you doing, Baba?
Lady Yeke, welcome to the show again, Lady Yeke.
I'm okay. Let me say hi. Okay, let me say hi to God and my CEO, Japan. Yeah, this is Lady Yeke. They're doing no Mansisi, the general. Yo, with them. They coming in this country. They just happy. For me, I join my CEO to say, I'm not calling Bwaka or president in this country. I said, we are my president. Although I'm a Liberian, but I call Bwaka president. Because why he started with President we are. So we'll call him Bwaka, but he agree with the master, we'll call him president yet. The fortunate man, we there. So see Liberians here. They got all the things in here. So you say at the inauguration program, you're going to free people to come in the inauguration and bring their things there to use it. But we're not even functioning well. Like for all cars, they do not even having sound. They were going to die right at no party that they never bring as president. So the son of wicked people that want to come to power, so they brought in there for us. And we're getting there with them as men our thing. We will get there, we're just getting that much more. Then next to all like when I'm not going to a stage, and you brought them there, you forced them there on us. You said them we president. That's why you put there. You say we president. So we're going there.
Okay.
When they tell me, we will see. We will tell everybody, Joe Tay said, we're not telling you, but Joe Tay said that's not happy. It's just the beginning. We're not praying for his death, but let him watch and see. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to the overseas line and take this caller. Good afternoon.
Wendell.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good evening. Yeah, good evening.
Yes.
From my end here in Australia.
Welcome to the show, my brother. Let's hear you.
Yeah, after the election,
you didn't tell us your name. You didn't tell us your name.
I'm Richard Yossi, and I call from Australia.
Okay, Richard, go ahead. Let's hear you, Mr. Yossi.
Wendell, look, let me tell you, I'm still healing from this election visa.
Yeah.
I'm still healing from the election visa. You know the reason why?
No.
It's not because President Weah left the country. It's because the calamity that is about to befall that country. That has befallen that country. Because it's not about to. This is the greatest, the largest, the highest shame that that country has ever received. Can you imagine? People, young people with brain, people who go to university, sit down, they allow a dying father, great-grandfather, to rule a country. When you're in this country that we live in, people, I mean, some people been mentioned. I saw a video where the man took step on your mouth to rub it on his face. That's how dementia people behave. These are the people who are taking care of you. When they're in Liberia, people sit to allow this thing to happen to Liberia. All I can pray for my country is I wish Liberia all the best. I hope that the guys will be empowered to do the right thing so that our people can be able to survive. Thank you so much for having me with you.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you so much for joining us from Australia. Let's go back and take this caller. 443. Tell us your name and where you calling from. Hello.
Hello, this is Aliyu Masale calling from Maryland, USA.
Mr. Aliyu Masale, good afternoon from Liberia and welcome to the Print News.
Thank you. Yes, when what happened yesterday, you see how disgusting it is when we told the people that Joseph Boakai was sick and they said, oh, when he's sick, he said we put him there, he said we put him there. And people who blaming President Weah for leaving the country yesterday, what President Weah get to do with Joseph Boakai for 2018 when he fell off and President Weah made sure they rushed him here and did his open heart surgery. When he went back, what did he say? He didn't even appreciate it for what he did. The president got nothing to do with that. But the person who said the president was gossiping, when he was falling off, the president was only talking to his wife, Katumu, calling her attention, telling her what was going on, and you could see the body language. It was like, he will be fine. You see, what happened yesterday, this is a complete disgrace and embarrassment to our country. And we don't see the change that Joseph Boakai is bringing. Yeah, as the CEO said, all those people, they were the people that work in any government for 12 years and squander all the opportunities Joseph Boakai is bringing them by. So what is the change? So they are coming back again to squander. Liberian people, we are getting there. We told y'all, and yourself were like, now the whole world has seen how unfit Liberian people president is. We pray for the best. We wish his speedy recovery. He forced to rescue our country. We are not managing expectation at all. Expectation management is for the UPS, but not for we the sedition. Thank you.
Thank you, Aliyu Masale, aka Keteli Tobogi. Thanks for your contribution. Let's talk to this person. Let's take this caller. Let me see. We can take two more calls and then we go back to Esther to read out the comments. Let's talk to this caller from this overseas call. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Your name and where you join us from? Welcome to the show, Joyce.
The only reason why I call the institutions that were disenchanted at joining UPS, they must continue to be doing the UPS and don't blame George Weah. George Weah take over his position to the man that said he's a man, he can do man job. And it's time for the man to take vacation with his family. If you the institution are making angry, go bring a walk-around coach. Bring all your proof and catch what we have to go. Other than that, still your UP and let our president rest in peace. Joseph Boakai said he's a man, he can do man job. The people that dressed Joseph Boakai yesterday, you need to fire them. The people that dressed Joseph Boakai yesterday, you need to fire them and don't get no job because they meant to kill him. That's all I want to say.
Thank you very much. All right. Oh my God, that's we can take a few more calls and then we send control to Esther to read out the Facebook comments. The comments there on our comment section. Colin, let's take this overseas call. 763. Tell us your name and which state you join us from. Yeah. You calling from New York? Your name is James?
Yeah, I'm calling from Minneapolis.
Oh, okay, from Minneapolis. Let's hear you.
You know, thank you for the discussion this morning. And I know that Minnesota is bereaved because according to you this morning that the guy that died in Africa, he came from Minneapolis.
Yeah, one Dwazin Kamara is his name.
Yeah. So I saw the video on Facebook. But not the issue I call. Yesterday what happened, it was very embarrassing. If you watch the video carefully, there's a white guy that was standing behind Joseph Boyka. When he was doing that thing, the guy took his phone. A white guy behind him, he was using his phone. He was recording Joseph Boyka. A white guy, I don't know what he was an American. He was watch the video, go back and watch the video. He was doing the recording. After he did the recording, when the security guy came around, the white guy sat down on his seat. It was complete embarrassment yesterday to the whole country. Liberia always breaking record. And we are already breaking the record of president. We are telling power over yesterday. We appreciate him. But look at what happening to the country. And they don't want to accept the UPs. They don't want to. Joseph Boyka is not president for UP. You're in the party. You're president for all the Liberians, all Liberians. So when mistakes happen, when those things happen, they should come and accept the thing. If our George we are yesterday, man said he went to that simple give a speech there. You see the scene now, it was hard there.
Okay.
Man said the same. Why is it that they don't want to come and admit the fact that where Joseph Boyka did, he was wrong, he's not in good health. They should accept it and will move forward. That's what they choose to do.
Okay.
That's what they choose to do. That's what they sign up for.
Okay, James. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution, James. Thank you for your contribution. Let's take one more overseas call, and then we can go to Esther now to read out the comments. So Esther, if you're there, you can start to read those comments while we await more calls. All right. So
of course, I'll be there. And we have Lawrence F. Pico says, good afternoon. Freedom FM, I'm watching from Oro BP Row. Famuya M. Fofana says, good morning. I'm watching from Mama. What is that? Mom Barclay? Well, I don't know what exactly that is.
I think it's Mom. Is that Famuya? Yeah.
Famuya.
Okay. Let me just take this call, Esther. Then we come back to you. Let me bring this person. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome to the show. Let's hear you quickly. Tell us your name and where you calling from.
Hi, my name is Victoria. I'm calling from Minnesota. I just wanted to say happy War Painting Day.
Happy War what? Happy War what?
Painting Day. Painting Day. I told you to declare on holiday.
Oh, happy War Painting Day.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But all I want to say this morning, I hope you guys are doing good.
Yeah, we're doing good by God's grace.
Okay. For thank you, our president, at least in going all of the country that we're happy.
Okay.
We're happy working to everybody in Liberia.
Thanks for your contribution, Victoria Tate, calling from Minnesota, saying to us she wished all of us a War Painting Day. Wow, LRB. All right, so let's go back to the comments. Let's hear you.
Peter Lynn Peter says, good morning, Wendell and Esther. I'm following the print news from Cinco Cheeseman Avenue. Thanks for the update. Progress Orator Johnson says United Party's so-called wisdom and experience JNB decided in his wisdom and experience to publicly and disgracefully faint in front of our international delegates. Progress Orator Johnson again says, good morning, guys. Peter Lynn Peter says, good morning to our CEO, Dakwana. And she again says, Julius Maliman, look after the people, rescue us, and protect resources. I'm sorry. Let me go back to it. CEO, she says, Julia Malima, look after the people, resources, and protect it from the West. Peter Lynn Peter says, CEO for the Female Colors Movement of Liberia, Dakwana, we are all following closely. Mary Tule says, good morning. I'm following from District 18, New Georgia. Francis F. Keta says, good morning. I'm watching this program live in District Number 1, Foya, Lofa County. Solomon Towa says, good morning from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm following you and Esther. Yesterday was a sad image for the Republic. Everything was a disaster. Miata Stella Heron says, It's not funny. Liberia copy everything from the US. So stop that talk and laugh. The reason Ghana is sending out funds the way they do because they follow the French and British order. I think that's what she wants to say. Nathaniel Newman says, you like call him any name you want. So all we know is that he is our president. In fact, you not Liberian. And of course, David Nina says, "Good morning, family. I'm
Who are you
watching
to tell
from
somebody they're not Liberian?
Jacob Town Rehab Community. We're getting there. If he said it, Miata again says that person that spoke just now in is arrogant. Listening to him talk about because President Bouaka did not address George Weah, so he will not do that. Come on, and all that condemnation and all that condemnation as if he has ever planned anything of such magnitude. Kid to the Tobogi says, good morning, my freedom family and my peace-loving people of the sweetest country, Mama Liberia, watching from Maryland, USA. Miata again says, it is the responsibility of President Bouaka to proofread and edit his own speech. Stop this blame game. And son of KOK says, good afternoon, I'm Isaac Wooten, following from Doe Community, member of the Career Alternative Reform Empowerment. The 1986 Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, Chapter VI, Article 63, Subsection C says, the legislature shall no later than 1 year after the coming into force of this Constitution prescribe the guidelines and determine the procedures under which the president, by reason of illness, shall be declared incapable of carrying out the functions of his office. With such, the completion is not here. Sorry, I cannot complete it. Miata's Teller hearing again says, why are you discussing Koji when you knew the kid did not know A from Bofra? And then Rosalind Sharif says Bouaka is not well. See yesterday how he most, I think she wants to say almost go down. People have come around him. Rosalind again says Liberian people will learn the hard way. They have seen, I think she wants to say they haven't seen anything yet. And Reverend Philip Blambo G says, good afternoon. This is the Reverend Philip S. Blambo Institute. We are following from our campus from Logan Town with our President Kelvin Shunion, Vice President Isaac Wilson. Miata again says that please don't make no comparison to CDC inauguration with that of this. People who planned 2017 were people who were knowledge with, I think she wants
Same
to
as
say
knowledgeable, right?
knowledgeable, yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Zion EK says, good morning, my freedom family. Samuel Yekpa says, I'm watching you guys from Diana Restaurant. Resto Frederick says, good afternoon. I'm watching you from Peace Island, Jacobstown. Miata again says, thank you, Carter. Great points. And then Resto Frederick again says, it was so shameful and embarrassing yesterday that President Bouaka could not complete his speech, and this will continue to happen. Miata again says, Wendell, you ought to listen to your caller. You all are not fair to him. Progress Orita Dole again says, I disagree with our brother Gus
I was
that
saying that one.
the speech that the speech was long. Mr. Bouaka will have to talk about all sectors of his government and gains, so his speech will always be long. And Jiba Kamara says, good afternoon to my freedom family. Thanks, God, for my black president, George Weah. Miata again says, so why you allow her to continue without asking her for proof? Progress Orita Johnson Sari says JNB said we are suffering. We don't have job, but he's using set from our free time knocking the mark and all. Wilson Sherry says even President we are saying anything about Bouaka yesterday is what we all saw yesterday. For me, Bouaka is Bouaka. I don't know what she said. Bouaka, I think she wants to say Bouaka is not my president today, tomorrow, and forever. James Sewa says health issues are not a disgrace. That is the stupidest argument I've ever heard. Progress Orita Johnson says I think Popo Wilio men are take over a boy's job. now, but counting words, sweating, coughing, and fainting and all. Rita and Colo says, I'm watching from Fargo, North Dakota. Success is teacher for the student life. Miata again says, people, including your platform guest, blaming Miata. Do you all forget that a team was not just Miata, but a joint team made up of UP and CDC? Is this well is
She
this
was she was she
selective?
was she was the head, so
Yeah,
she takes the blame.
is this selective amnesia? We are so used to negative vibes. What we do not even know how to be positive about anything that concern ourselves. We are our own worst enemy. James Sylvia again says, can you educate your audience about the effect of global warming? K. Kasua Manuel Tumun says, what happened yesterday, as for me, I pray for a speedy recovery. Having said that, one
So
of the
so
largest species
we
in
have to stop
one
there
day.
because of time. We apologize. We can read the rest of
Wow.
the comments. They are many, and because
So
of
many.
time, so we'll stop there and send controls back to our guys to take a minute each, and then we'll close up. So, folks, that's it. No time. All right. So, Gus
Right.
and Daquana, let's hear you so we can leave from here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Again, this is why we go to elections. This is why we do the things we do. I'm not ignorant of the fact that when somebody win elections, that's why I campaign against them. They can pick whoever they want to. Now they say they want change. Now change is not face to me. Change is policy to me. We've seen plenty of faces in Liberia for almost 200 years. Okay, policy has been the issue that we have not been able to master. This is why today we're talking about even the heat exhaustion in this Liberia today, where everybody that has a smartphone know what the temperature is. But yet still we plan an event with foreign dignitaries and whatnot, and we put them in the situation we put them in. So when we come here, look, I can not agree with you, but I have common sense. And common sense tells me this, that yes, I mean, I agree with you, but I cannot change what you do. The only chance I had to change what I do was for us to vote. Somebody mentioned the people that used to say here disenchanted. Well, your disenchantment have led you to this. Now, what do you do about it? You got 6 years to decide to find someone else or support the administration. Hopefully, they're working in the interest of all Liberians because that's the intent. If they do not work in the interest of the Liberian people, we know what will happen. In 6 years, we have the same opportunity that they had to unseat President Weah. In 6 years, if they don't do the things that they said they would do, we will go ahead and do that. Don't forget also, my people, Liberia is a small country. Let's be honest. Look at our friend circles. So when we say that, we say they bring the same old people and this and that. People said that, President, we can't get rid of this. Look, if the person does their job, I don't care if they've been there for 30 years, 40 years. In this America that I live in, President Joe Biden, okay, has been in government for how many years? The politicians in this country, same thing. But you know why they stay there? If their policies work, people will keep them. If their policies do not work, people will definitely get rid of them. My disagreement with you has nothing to do with hate. My disagreement with you always have to do with the issues. And if the issues are adhered to, I will agree with you. But if the issues are not adhered to, trust me, you have to deal with me. You can be my friend, my brother, my relative. I am very capable of arguing with you whenever you want. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the first show under President Joseph Boakai. Again, I will call him President Joseph Boakai because he represents Liberia. Just like the people that used to have problems with Weah, President Weah. Listen, once a president is always a president. Why do you guys call people honorable? I think Doc Bana mentioned something like that. Why you call people honorable when they left? They haven't even done honorable things. So Liberians, man, let's be a little bit wiser than that. Let's keep our debate and argument to the core, not personal. Thank you.
Dakwana, let's hear you so we can
Yeah,
go.
so let me run in quick. Yeah, go all the time. Bwaka have been in office for 42, have been in public service for 42 years, and he knows full
Dakwana,
well
you're
that.
sounding low. I don't know.
Are you guys not getting me?
We are getting you, but you're very low.
Oh,
Anyway, go ahead. We'll manage. And the
you
Zoom will
hear me
manage
now?
our expectation. Will manage you. That's yeah.
Okay, you hear me now, right?
Yeah.
So let me say this. Baka had been in office. He been in public service for 42 years before being elected as a president. Not a day when he was in opposition, he referred to President Weah as President Weah. He referred to President Weah as Mr. Weah. And it's not wrong for me to refer to him as Mr. Bwaka. By me calling him Mr. Bwaka doesn't mean that he's not president of Liberia. He's the president of Liberia. But I chose to refer to him as Mr. Bwaka.
Somebody call you.
So
Somebody say
anybody-
you were wrong.
And I'm
Sure.
God, and I'm speaking to you. I reading the comment.
No, I
the
was just
comment.
asking. I said whoever said
I
you were
listen,
wrong
but
was
you
wrong.
on the show, guys. Somebody people are condemning me for saying it in the comment.
Well, don't worry about
Yes,
that, man.
that's true. Go ahead.
So I owe no one apology by calling Mr. Bwaka Mr. Bwaka. He's Mr. Bwaka, and he's the president of Liberia. That doesn't take away him being president, but he's Mr. Bwaka. And we know. I think the fact of the matter is that we are all logical. When you run on a campaign promise, you should be able to fulfill it to the code. President Weah came to office, and most of the guys that were in any administration, they retained their jobs. They're saying, "Oh, the party people are condemning. You say you are coming for change. Why you got so the old people in the government? These same people that you condemn, now you get them in government." Bwaka came out and told us that they scorned the chances, the opportunity. When they asked him to interpret what he said there were many people in the Eddie government that they gave responsibility to. They didn't fulfill. They didn't really work, and Eddie never had a time to scrutinize them and other things. So he blamed those people in the Eddie government. He didn't call their names. He was not definite. He generalized it. So today, for you to come and appoint those same people, and you even no woman or even need in your first list, that's a disservice. Women want you to stand up. So we need to condemn what is condemnable, and we will praise what is praisable. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. We gotta go. We actually ran into time today, and so we promise next time. Folks, we want to say thanks to all of you for watching. Thanks for listening. We will be here tomorrow on the second edition of the print news under the Joseph Bwaka administration. So until then, do have a pleasant Tuesday. Bye-bye.